Religious songs are part of the culture of Providence and Santa Catalina. Harmonic sounds on a Saturday or Sunday announces the moment of enjoying and praise to God. A very religious community with customs and tradition has prevailed for generations. Since the 18th century, with the arrival of Christianity in this land, religious beliefs have been an important part of life of the community of Old Providence and Santa Catalina Island, a community located in the Caribbean Sea dedicated to serving God. Historically, traditional religious denominations on the island have been the Baptist, Catholic, and Adventist religion. There are currently more than 17 churches located in different parts of the island. Music has contributed to the education of our community through the churches. These practices are shown through worshiping God with music. Church chorus are made from time to time with youth and adults.
A very important way of educating people is through music. You say musical attention. And trying to educate people without things that call attention is difficult.
All the talents that grow up in Providence, I believe it have the root in the churches them. All those who is singer today, all who play organ or play the instrument, they start that talent from inside a church.
And one of the things that the youth is looking for is music. So if we can give them the music and give them the space to create their music inside the church and for God, I think that's what we're trying to do.
Well, the different instrument that is very good that is what is doing now at what you call the music school, teaching different kind of instrument. That is very good because that way you can make a band in the church, you know, and with different kind of music.
Sunday schools at the Baptist churches have been a place where children start out with their first Bible study and learn for their first religious songs. This is the cradle of future musicians and performers of the chorus.
Well, it is good, no? It is good. There's new thing that is coming in today, and you can't say, well, you don't want to try to actualize yourself. No, you have to actualize yourself. But I mean to say we have to use also what identify us. No? In every church you go, you find an organ or a piano, and you find an organist and want to play the piano. And you find a group of people always that form a choir. No? For every celebration, if it's a matrimony, as you said, if it's a funeral especially, no, any special event in the community, you have a choir that is always there to support, no, and give that spiritual part by singing hymns.
The church is a help to the community with respect to music. There are a lot of people from our island here that they start to practice music in the church or in the churches. In our churches, we teach to play pianos, guitar, and other kind of music from people who are very young. So they learn to play music, they learn to sing on the choirs that we make from children choir come up to adult choir. And after they learn to do it very well, and some of them get big, they go out and in the community and sing and play music. They have some music and some songs that can go along with the religious part, and they have some that is not good with the religious part. So each person would have to choose then, as a person, as a Christian, what song will you sing, where will you play, and that is the person's choice.
Sure, and more for young people. More for young people. Music is something that is in the life of people, and we Caribbean, we are music. I think the Bible shows that we can use music in a proper way, and music should be used in a proper way.
Islander traditional folk instruments like the harp, jabun, the tub, the guacharaca, mandolin, and others have not been used for religious songs in the past because they were considered unsuitable for this religious celebration. But today, the concept has changed due to the fact that it's considered important to maintain the customs and traditional music in the community through religious songs played with folk instruments.
We are not against that Christian go out and sing what we call like popular music or what we call banda song. What we look a lot on is the words that the song having. Because although music affects our emotion, but we need to be careful with the words, because we have some songs that people make around here, come from Jamaica, from different parts of the Caribbean, and they have some very vulgar words. So one of the things that we need to pay attention to is the words of the song.
Traditional churches have contributed greatly to the culture, especially to music of the islands in recent decades. These churches contributed to the formation of many local talents who today serve as musicians and singers, songwriters, who gave their first musical steps participating in chorus and praise groups in the churches.
On the other hand, that I mentioned is traditional musics that we always support. We are happy about it. We feel like it should continue, and the church even gives support to continue it. In our programs, we have plans, and we ask people to help us teach traditional music here in our church. We take our local children and we get people to teach them to dance the traditional music like polka, mazurka, the different musics that they have, because we believe that is good. We don't see anything wrong or sin in dancing or singing this kind of music. To the contrary, we feel like the church should make as much effort as possible to keep up these traditions that are good. Churches that try to just do religious and spiritual things, but we believe that we need to do all kind of things. We need to get among people, we need to do different things. As long as you're not damaging anybody, we need to go along with it.
Well, in our church, the music is very important because it's part of the service. Every service that we have in the church, we have music. If you don't have music in the service, it's like, was in the church that day, because that really is the way to you, that you have to feel more near to God and to express to God what you feel for Him.
Our traditions are very important. They are very good. We have some things that we need to correct, but we need to keep it up. We need to do our best to make sure that the tradition continue. Our English, our songs, our people, our actors, our songsters, we are very important. Don't feel like other people outside are more important than us. We value just like everybody else or more. So what we can do is value ourselves because of how someone else values us. We need to value ourselves because we know that we value. And what we are doing is very, very important, and we need to continue it.
And that is so important. We have to cultivate it and try to keep it up, because that is an essential part of our community. That is part of our spiritual life, and we have to keep it up. I see today like the young youth, the people of today, like they would like to take up more things that come from outside, things that come from outside, and they try to leave off our custom, our culture. We have to go back to our root and keep up what we have. This is what identifies us as islanders, our language, our culture, and we have to keep up to it. So I would like to the young people understand that we mustn't leave off our good things, our good habit, our good practice to take up something from outside. It's good that you take up something else also, but don't abolish what you have. Embrace what you have, but you have to keep that as the first in your life always and in the community.
The form of interpretation of the traditional hymns in the church has a very particular form of expression. These follow the ancient or traditional books taken from songbooks called hymnals and are performed only with the piano or an organ.
In our music, where we insist in using like hymnals and written music, is because the tendency, if we do not use written things, the tendency is just to use the words and the idea that come to your mind and that you see every day. But when you go back to the hymnals, when you go back to written things, you have a lot of words that we need to keep in mind, like honesty, respect. And this is something that we need to do, make all the effort to keep it going.
Well, I will say I really don't know what causes it, but I think it's the different things that are coming out from outside, coming in and they're throwing them all out to play with the accords and so forth. But I think what we need is somebody that knows to play all the notes teach them every notes that they can sing by notes and they can play by notes.
The future is the children them. Them is who want to replace the older set them. You know, in the core, when you go to church, you find old people singing in choir, not true? So the idea is where we preparing the life special school, preparing young people to replace the old people afterward, you know, and then going with something new. So we teach people in them that time, then people can come and study and go and study music, you know. Out the way you teach, maybe they can like it and go and study music. They come after we go and then and go somebody come and replace we for the tradition, for keep for the culture for that not done.
In order to get closer to the children and youth, music has been used as a tool of approach implied by the various religions to attract young people to church by providing a new musical space for them, where they can express and develop their own musical compositions.
On the background of the developing of this church, we have on our vision that is wrote, we have that this is a place where the Holy Spirit inspire your worship. We believe people should be free to worship God. We believe that through maybe a wrong tendency, with all respect I'm saying that, we limited even the music to worship God with. So we tell people exactly the way how they should do it, and we didn't allow people to express what they had before God. As I said a while ago, what David did was that express what he had inside, and what he understand of God, he expressed it through music and through different instruments. Now, we are trying to give the youth that chance, that privilege, to give their talent, to show forth their talent, and we are telling them that they can do it for God, that they can do it in the congregation, that they can do it within the other group of people, and that they can express all that God gives them in benefit of another group of people, and in benefit of themselves.
Move to the left in the name of Jesus. Move to the right in the name of the Lord.
If it were not for the churches, our culture would have a different story. Thanks to them, our traditions are still alive. The Catholic religion has also made its contribution to the preservation of musical values with the formation of youth who participate in different choral encounters in the department.
It is a way also that help, especially the youth, no? The youth like to be more lively, they like to clap, they like to dance, no? If you look around today, you have religious songs that they are dancing and clapping today when you go to church, no? You find the older set of people that maybe don't like that way of celebration. But we have to then open a space for the youth that when them come, then can find that we have celebration and they can fill their heart with joy and serve the Lord by that way of practicing also, no? So we have to try to conjugate the two ways, the traditional way and the way also the actual way that they are trying to introduce now in the celebration by these electronic things and by clapping and by dancing and by moving. No, we have to embrace all way to keep in the youth and keep them from bad habits.
Adventist religion has also contributed to the preservation of culture and Christian values in the Native Islanders community with music, a way to express praise to God.
I believe that our music is one of the best music around the world. We have a special message in each one of our melodies and our letters. And I believe that it's very important that we can try to maintain our music tradition, especially in our churches.
experience in the past is that I get a lot of opportunities because my ancestors were very honest. So people open doors to me, and I could get to do a lot of things that I need to do through honesty. Respect, it allows people to like you, to care for you, to love you when you respect people. These are some of the things that we might lose if we do not keep with the tradition. And one of the tradition is singing from like hymnals and written things. So that is why it's so important for us to come to church, to hear the word of God, to hear the Christian music, and so especially to read, because those things were written from a long time when we used to put all these things in practice, and we use the same hymnals. We might use like a more modern language, but the same idea, the same words. I feel like right now we have a little setback through the language, the custom, the education that we are receiving as part of the Caribbean. We think in our Caribbean English, we act in our Caribbean English, but when you go to study, the lesson comes in Spanish. So when we try to relate what we are reading with the reality, we not get it combined together. So it make it harder for us to learn. We take our kids and we compare them with somebody from the continent, and the person in the continent will look a lot more wise, intelligent, because they are getting all the idea complete, because the studies are in their language. So you talk to them about a cow, and they know exactly what you're talking about. You take our children from they are young, and you put them to read something about a cow in Spanish. They read it, and they might memorize it, but they don't really fully understand what they're talking about. The Caribbean could be of great help to us if we could get the support that our people could go and study in the universities in the Caribbean. They have some wonderful universities that people are making good use of, and the studies would be in our language. But to start that, we need like some support, like we need like some exchanges. We need that the government put in some money for the bilingual studies. We need that the government really care about us just as we are, and according to our interests.
It should be emphasized that religious values instilled in the community has also been through instrumental music, which strengthening Christian values and mutual respect that has prevailed for generations. But today, this is a challenge for religious leaders. Old Providence and Santa Catalina Islands is fortunate to have Christian values that has contributed to the preservation of a culture through the rings of the churches where opportunity is provided to new music talent. And just because of that, we got this.